The headlines: the United Arab Emirates is looking to sign an overarching comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the Pacific region. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock reports the country's fight against the coconut rhinoceros beetle is not a losing battle but a difficult one. And the Central Islands provincial government calls on ship owners to not use Tulagi and other islands in the province as a dumping site for their unusable ships. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Eliza Kukutu. The United Arab Emirates is looking to sign an overarching comprehensive economic partnership agreement, SEPA, with the Pacific region. Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele revealed to local media upon his arrival into the country after participating in the World Government Summit in Dubai over the weekend. He said Solomon Islands, Fiji and Papua New Guinea will lead consultation work on the new economic partnership.
Signing of an overarching comprehensive economic partnership agreement, SEPA, between the UAE and Pacific Islands Forum countries with individual country agreements coming under the SEPA. I conveyed my support to this proposal. I conveyed the same to the Deputy Prime Minister of Fiji, who was there, who together with us and PNG will lead the consultations with other PIF countries, commencing at the Ministers of Trade meeting to be convened in Fiji in 2 weeks' time. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and External Trade, that is our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and External Trade, will be our lead ministry. I will be speaking with the Minister to ensure our people with expertise in this area, including the Director of Trade, our heads of missions in Suva and Beijing, are involved in the process to ensure we can expedite the completion of the SEPA to be signed during the forum meeting in Honiara in September this year, while at the same time also working on the Solomon Islands United Arab Emirates agreement that will come under the SEPA also for potential signing during the forum meeting.
Prime Minister Manele adds that the United Arab Emirates has also requested to become a post-forum partner in the Pacific Islands Forum.
Fourthly, Forum Dialogue Partner, the United Arab Emirates wishes to become a post-forum dialogue partner. They are becoming a significant player in our region, the Pacific. I've given my assurance that as incoming host and chair of the forum, we will try to see if the forum process dealing with this can be expedited to ensure the Honiara Forum can make decisions on which countries could be admitted as dialogue partners.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock remains committed to the fight against the coconut rhinoceros beetle, CRB, with Permanent Secretary Dr. Samson Viulu emphasizing that despite the challenges, the pest eradication is possible through combined efforts with local communities. Sharon now reports.
The country's fight against the coconut rhinoceros beetle, CRB, is a difficult one but not a losing battle. Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Permanent Secretary Dr. Samson Viulu made this statement when addressing concerns that the damage caused by the coconut rhinoceros beetle across the country is non-irreversible. Dr. Viulu says the ministry is still engaged in the CRB fight. He says given the movement of people across the provinces, community engagement in the fight is needed. He says combination of the ministry's efforts and communities can lead to the eradication of the coconut rhinoceros beetle.
By me acknowledging that the fight against controlling CRB is a difficult fight, but I wouldn't say it's a losing fight because it's still an ongoing program below ministry, and ministry alone cannot control him now, movement below this fellow beetle. People blame me to move from islands to islands, not necessarily from Honiara Port, Golot provincial ports blame me, but they also move between islands blame me. So the control of the spread of CRB can be helped a lot if our communities come on board. So this is one particular area where this fellow UNDP Safe project by assist lahem for him engage him actively na participation lot communities blame for involve inside lo control lo CRB became okata more alert as well as him put him more resources lo okata communities blame for okat na take lead for combating na spread blood this fala CRB. So I would disagree. It's not yet a losing fight. It's an ongoing fight, and I believe that once we pilot Bellona with them Malay out islands, by mis are able for eradicating no CRB. And as PS Blow Ministry, me one fellow person where me very optimistic. Everything where ministry I'm doing, so me really believe there is optimism within the ministry, as well as our donor partners who are supporting me, UAE and Pacific project, and the New Zealand government, this fight against him CRB, that by me able to succeed if we combine him different strategies. One is awareness, community participation, sanitation, wakalot plantation, use blow fungus and virus for infecting what larvae time me release him goya, okata for become sterile, and even kill him now the beetle. Also, and then use of traps, pheromone traps, that will help us to control and even eradicate him now CRB from what islands blaming.
Dr. Viulu adds with support from the New Zealand government, the current focus of the CRB fight is in the surveillance and sanitation work.
Coconut rhinoceros beetle program blaming, or CRB in short, am currently funded by New Zealand government, fight. Okay, provide him a good large amount of funding whereby him expire June this year, and we still have about $500,000 Solomon dollars where we feel yet for spending. Most of the work him focus on surveillance and sanitation worker inside locket plantation. So time we talk about him sanitation, him to do with them clean up lot plantations blame. You may need for remove them now dead logs or rotting logs blame inside lot plantations. Where we now provide him breeding sites for this fella CRB. I think GPOL has the most successful story in terms of controlling the CRB, because I'm also attacking the palm oils blame. But if you visit GPOL plantations, they are quite good at managing it. So they have a good strategy that ministry have learned from. So we are using biocontrol measures too, where you infect him now. What larvae blow CRB, coconut rhinoceros beetle, with them fungus and virus. At the same time, we may also procure him pheromone traps for trap him not adult beetles. So thinking now this time is for try and eradicate him na CRB, lo island blo Bellona, and look islands blame lo Malay outer islands, because movement blo people have restricted lo these two islands. So it could be easier for us to control the moving in and moving out block at planting materials where CRB pests may pass land time may transport him lo at islands blaming. But misa confirm him that CRB have almost every province is blaming, and that it's really causing a lot of damage, a lot of coconuts blaming, and other palm trees like sago palm and even bilnut also attack him. So it's one of the priority blow ministry.
Sharon Nanal, SIBC TV.
The Central Islands Provincial Government calls on ship owners to not use Tulagi and other islands in the province as a dumping site for their unusable ships. Premier Honorable Michael Salini told SIBC News that they want ship owners to be responsible for their vessels. He said it is common practice for ship owners to leave their ships in the province once the vessel starts to become non-operational.
I think this issue is one of the major issues where provincial government look address it. I think there's a lot of pressure from our people. Seeing over the years, ship owners time out start for no running ship here or less low ship here, or come leave him there, and then over time deteriorate and eventually or sink. So we don't want that to continue. You say spoiling environment and also spoiling place. We want to work with the authority and of course the ship owner, so that we will find a solution around this. we want ship owners to be responsible and property blockade. So time me also must find a way for dispose him and do it properly so that it good for the environment and everyone else.
Honorable Salini said a paper has been passed by the past executive to explore ways in which the issue can be addressed and ship owners can be held accountable for their actions.
So the last executive passing on for a paper for exploring what now can be done, especially in terms of ordinance, so that by me for address him that one and work with the marine and other authorities and of course the ship owners for try for stop him. No, we are not liking for him continue because it's spoiling our environment and also spoiling our seas. And if we can get the land, the ship owners to be responsible and doing something about him this way. So I think him no, thinking bro, provincial government. Him said something, time ship him sing, nobody is taking responsibility. But we want to put the ship owners and even the authority on notice that you cannot continue to do that. Somebody has to be responsible for those ships. Yeah? No come lose him no more there, forget him, then me. And if you go there, by looking at CP, lay down or some fella ready for sink no more, some fella on top sun beach now, rotting away, and it's an ISO, and especially with them thinking government for promoting tourism, it's not good for the tourism industry.
He said associated with the shipwreck issue is health and environment problems.
There are environmental concerns and of course health concerns too. The fuel some for ships, the fuel tank, you no sabe where the fuel inside it. And they've been sinking. There have been some of them are underwater for a while now. And time oil or fuel come out, it will be really harmful to the environment and especially the food chain. A lot of, all of people are relying on the sea, especially fish and shell and all that. And if these are contaminated, definitely it will be a health concern for our people. So that is why we are seriously pursuing it, and we hope we can come up with a solution or way forward as soon as we can. If I'm not like for him drag on for any longer, it has to be addressed now. And yeah. So maybe while on this, we like for call on the ship owners. Those are still on top of the sea this time. If they can come and talk to us and move them over the ship here elsewhere, or if we have an ordinance, we might use that to do it ourselves.
Now, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism's annual Tourism in Focus meeting successfully concluded in Honiara yesterday, focusing on the theme expanding the market approach. This year's discussion centered around utilizing technology and artificial intelligence to enhance marketing strategies within the tourism sector. Sharon now reports.
The Ministry of Culture and Tourism annual Tourism in Focus meeting successfully concluded in Honiara yesterday. Held under the theme Expanding the Market Approach, this year's meeting focuses on the tourism sector using technology and AI in their marketing approach. In her remarks at the event, Minister of Culture and Tourism, Honourable Choylin Yim Douglas, says the event enables the tourism industry to collaborate on ideas in moving the industry forward.
The Tourism in Focus event is an important platform where we gather to share information, exchange ideas, and collectively set our direction for the year ahead. Today, I am excited to share with you the GNAT policy on tourism, which prioritizes and aims to transform our tourism sector into a key economic economic driver for our nation. Our government recognizes the immense potential of tourism to stimulate economic growth, create meaning jobs, and improve livelihoods for our people. To demonstrate our commitment to this vision, the government has significantly increased its budget support this year to the tourism industry through the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. This increased funding is strategically allocated to trigger growth and targeted areas and to transform the sector in line with our bold ambition of achieving 100,000 visitor arrivals by 2035.
Meanwhile, Tourism Solomon Head of Sales and Marketing, Fiona Tiama, says given the diversity element of the tourism industry, the meeting enabled government and its partners to align their work when it comes to developing the industry. She adds the meeting also provides tourism operators in the country to access tips from experts in the industry on how to enhance their market approach.
We come together at the start of every year to hold this meeting together with our tourism operators and other government representatives, other stakeholders, just to share what our plans are for the year and also have a reflection on the previous year too. This is very important because as an industry which is very diverse, covers different areas, airlines, the tours, accommodation, even food and beverage. It's important for us to, as an industry, in order for us to thrive, we need to be aligned. So we need to work together. So this is the platform. Yesterday and today we had a digital workshop. This is in partnership with South Pacific Tourism Organization, which is designed to help our tourism operators to have a presence online. But then we've realized that there's a really big gap in terms of our individual operators to have their own presence online too. So we've identified that gap. So we had facilitators engaged through SPTO, and we've also had our PR and marketing rep that is in the country to assist us to deliver these digital workshops.
The Tourism in Focus meeting registered around 70 business operators attended the event.
Thank you, Logita facilitators, because I come from overseas and not helping me too much because like you may run against time. This time I'm technology am high, and so I come learning me how to do marketing, social media marketing, and everything of the breakdown income. So all depend on me how to me doing. But thank you, Moketa, too much because me little bit carry understanding of how to doing my own marketing, on sighting blow me because me stay in the province.
Digital marketing is very important because now we move modern technology. So it's important to understand how now you present yourself, especially digitally online, because a lot of people about no Kasim Solomon, but they can have access on internet, and that's where I find you. And the importance of also how to give him correct information when you do your marketing, and him helping me in a sense that me cannot rely on Travel Solomons or Tourism Solomons or the Ministry of others too. Me too must do my own marketing. So it's important that I understand trends lo marketing and where na you me heading lo him. So
Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
The Solomon Islands government plans to allocate between 50 to 100 million Solomon dollars annually in its development budget to support infrastructure and key projects, emphasizing the government's commitment to prioritizing national development. Alex Dedamu with the details.
Government will be allocating between 50 to 100 million Solomon dollars each year in its development budget to support infrastructure and development projects in the country. Speaking to the local media in a press conference on Sunday, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele says this is part of the government's commitment towards prioritizing the development of its key priorities. He states that as a government, it is important that they play their role in committing to such projects before seeking funding from donors and partners.
Making our business case presentation to donors, one thing has become extremely clear. As a government, we must also make an investment in the projects we seek funding for, to demonstrate to our partners that not only they are our priorities, but that we are, as a government, prepared to make a contribution to their cost and then seek funding to bridge the financing gap from our donors. In this regard, it is my intention that the government will start to put aside a budget subvention of between $50 to $100 million each year, Solomon dollars, in our development budget from 2026 onward to underwrite our contributions to projects such as the Bina Harbour, the Dalgatori Road, and other priority projects we need to implement in other sectors, including in health, agriculture, and education. Also, let me at this stage inform you that the European Union, during the recent
Honorable Manele, during his attendance at the World Government Summit 2025 in Dubai, held meetings with the director of the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, in which he requested funding support for Bina Harbour project and Dala Atori Road project.
Meeting with His Excellency Mohammed Al Suhaidi, Director General of the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, ADFD, and his delegation. I had an extremely fruitful meeting with the Director General of the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development. I presented 2 priority infrastructure projects to the Director General for consideration as follows. Bina Harbour Port and Tuna Plant Project, which is worth US $235 million, that is approximately SPD 2.6 billion. I requested the assistance of the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development to review, as I've said earlier, the project proposal and to refine it as may be needed to make it a bankable project. I also requested the fund to consider funding it and to also present it to their funding partners, such as the Saudi Fund for Development, for possible co-financing. The Director General agreed to discuss it with Saudi Fund as well as with the Kuwait Fund following their review. We provided a hard copy, an electronic copy of the proposal for their review and feedback. Secondly, the Dala Atori Road worth US 75 million. I provided a hard copy as well as an electronic copy of the proposal to the ADFD. I advised the Director General we had also provided the same to the Saudi Fund for Development and conveyed the message from the Saudi Fund for Development that they can co-finance the road project with the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, and that we should also approach the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development for co-financing with the Saudi Fund. The Director General and his team understood the significance of these 2 projects to Solomon Islands and of course to Malaita Province. He directed his team to put both projects for discussion at the next meeting of the Gulf Development Funds for their collective consideration. This action, I have been informed, is a positive response. So I am hopeful that these 2 projects could be funded through concessional funding from the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development and the Saudi Fund for Development.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Now, the country's first vapor heat treatment plant is expected to be installed in April. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, Dr. Samson Violu, said after its installation, operation of the machine will begin in June. Dr. Violu said delay in the vapor heat treatment plant project has seen the machine non-installation despite its arrival into the country back in 2021. He said such big-scale projects takes a few years to facilitate.
Construction lo building no go ahead this time. You may expecting for by finish lo month blo April, and then from month blo June you should start him na trial because of that engineers from Japan na by come before already pay airfare block at finish. Or supposed for come 2 years ago finish, but because the facility have not ready, so you may postpone him for last year. Last year okay no come more because of the facility I'm still not ready, and so this year now. Movement may quite slow, due to many other issues and challenges. Now we are trying our best to speed up things. So we are hoping that by June the trial will go on for the next 6 months. And then after the trial I may successful, because this particular plant here only Indonesia, now Asian region, mostly using the Asian region, And lo Pacific, you mean a first country for Garen, this particular specific VHT plant also. So it's a new plant for us, but we're hoping that once it's operational, and by benefiting country long term. Not yet. Machine hem arrive lo 2021 finish, and them sit down lo container head, lo biosecurity site lo Henderson. So as soon as construction hem completed lo month lo April they are progressing very well, and a very good contractor na wakalo there. So our officers are monitoring them on a weekly basis. So they are progressing very well. We expect for building small fala building by complete lo April, and then you install him na machine sit down lo container full time. So they install him, then by him just start operate na lo June, because by me need more technicians for come from abroad for come train him out local technicians. So if you hear a camlo story, these things are quite expensive, and process for installing or facilitating these things take a good number of years. Not something whereby happen overnight also. But
Dr. Vulo adds, noting the public concerns of the vapor heat treatment machine installation, his ministry is conducting research and tests for the correct temperatures in prepping fruits for exports.
Me fala aware lo concerns lo public. So what we are also doing now is me fa doing mo kata drying trials popo with them mango. So we have a food lab lo ministry. So me fala try for come up with them now the optimum temperature for dry and how long by him take him for dry kata mango fruit with them popo. Then by me introduce him now those optimum conditions, go out private sector blame. Then private sector blame by commercializing, and then they can export to wherever they want to export. But our intention is see if we can provide this fresh fruit, dried mango and pineapple and popo, three fala fruits go on board Solomon Islands flight me.
SIBC News understands that the vapor heat treatment project and building complex is fully funded by the Solomon Islands government at a cost of $7 million Solomon dollars. Now, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, in partnership with Tourism Solomons, will roll out its strategic plans this year to develop the Solomon Islands tourism sector. Sharon now reports.
The Ministry of Culture and Tourism Solomon this year will be vigorously rolling out its strategic plan to develop Solomon Islands tourism sector. Minister of Culture and Tourism, Honourable Joylene Yim Douglas, announced during the Tourism in Focus meeting yesterday. She says the ministry's strategic plan targets four main key areas of the tourism industry.
This year, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, together with Tourism Solomons, will be implementing strategic initiatives to accelerate our journey towards this target. These include 1. Product development and diversification. We will work closely with operators to develop new tourism products and experiences, ensuring we cater to the evolving needs of travelers while maintaining our cultural authenticity and environmental sustainability. 2. Investment in infrastructure and accommodation. We recognize the need for more quality accommodation options and better transport and connectivity within our islands. The government will support investments in new hotels and the upgrading of existing facilities to meet international standards. 3. Aggressive marketing and promotion. We will enhance our marketing efforts to position Solomon Islands as the premier tourist destination. Our campaigns will target key markets and showcase our unique culture, pristine natural environment, and diverse experiences. I have recently appointed a new board who are now being mandated to assist the management of Tourism Solomons to carry out these activities. Number 4, capacity building and training. We will invest in training programs to enhance service quality and build a skilled tourism workforce that delivers exceptional visitor experiences. 5, collaborative partnerships. We will foster stronger public-private partnerships and engage with international development partners to support our growth agenda.
Honourable Douglas called on the country's tourism partners to support the ministry as they roll out their strategic plan. Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
The Solomon Islands Translation Advisory Group, CTAG, and its stakeholders will celebrate International Mother Language Day on Friday, February 21st. Alex Dadamo with the details.
The Solomon Islands Translation Advisory Group, CTAG, and its stakeholders will be celebrating the International Mother Language Day on Friday, February 21st. CTAG literacy specialist Mata Matske confirmed that this will be the 25th anniversary of the Mother Language Day event.
Number 21 February, this day International Mother Language Day. So UNESCO, this organization, Losiblo Education from UN, Ogeta Makim number 21. And actually this Friday, number 21, 25th anniversary of International Mother Language Day. So, Pamiflagaramon program, Los Sinu, and this year, this one a little bit special day because UNESCO say from 2022, Kasim 2032, but declare International Decade of Indigenous Languages. So let's say, the languages below Yumi the world important to us. So by making this for 10 for a year for story good about them and raise awareness about them the local languages.
Ms. Matske says this year's celebration theme is of importance to the country and invites members of the public to take part in the international event.
So by mi flagara monfla program, Los Solomon Islands National University, Panatita campus. And mi flamakim theme for this day, boldly taking our languages into the future. So if you mean like for taking languages below you mean and using the future, you mean must think good about them and how not for doing that one. So if I like just invite him, anyone who have interest for learning more about them languages below you mean Solomon and the world, please you come Panatina Pavilion from 10 to 2 in the morning, and then the afternoon, the lecture theater. Come here and want the program. I think people find him interesting, and everyone welcome. So we look forward for looking everyone come la Friday, 21 February.
Executive Director of SIL Global, Dr. Michelle Kemone, who will be the keynote speaker at the event, noted that UNESCO International Decade of Indigenous Languages 2022 to 2032 will also be celebrated on the same day.
On the 21st, we are also celebrating the International Decade of Indigenous Languages. And this is a major decision that the United Nations took in 2022 to say that from 2022 to 2032, this will be the decade of indigenous languages. And during those 10 years, we want to do everything possible to promote all the vernacular languages and to see to it that all of those languages can be kept alive. So we will be celebrating that International Decade of Indigenous Languages here in the Solomon Islands on the 21st of February. And it is so that we want to draw the awareness of everybody to the fact that losing our languages is a loss to the whole of humanity. And therefore we want to see that the universities, the government, the parliamentarian, the churches, the language communities, that we all get together on the 21st of February at the University of SINU
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.